Okay, hello everyone. Welcome back to another Things VTubers Say. Hello everyone. Jason Allen,
hello,
thank
everyone.
you very much for the 9 months. Thank you. All right, just making sure you guys can hear us. Make sure, probably hear a little bit of the music in the background. And yes, today we are with AICANDII.
Hello, I'm AICANDII.
Just making sure you guys can hear us. Candy, how you doing today? How's it going?
I'm really good. I woke up at like 6 p.m. and I ate chicken parmigiana and then I streamed and now I'm streaming again.
So
with my good friend.
So yeah, we have our, it sounds good, loud and clear. Awesome. Thank you guys. Thank you. All right. So this has been a guest I've been wanting to have on the show forever and ever, honestly. And finally I had worked up the nerve to ask, and then finally we got a date here. So
We're nervous?
Yeah.
Why? You asked. I've collabed twice with Lady. I would have collabed whenever. You could have asked me whenever.
I know. You're right. I know. Let's see here. Candy's mic sounds kind of bad, but audio level is fine. It's Discord. It's Discord. I don't know if there's any other mic.
Let me just double check that I'm using the right one. I think that's it. That's the only one that I have. I'm sorry that I sound bad.
I can hear you loud and clear.
I'm just like, sorry I sound bad. I'll leave.
All right. While she's checking out that, and when we have Candy looking up our piece here, yeah, we do have a Twitch partner. We do have an advanced partner. We do have a full Webtoon official artist here. Buff. Uh-oh.
My left.
Second. Okay, let me go ahead and throw a wrench.
Wait, you banning Buff?
No, I'm throwing a wrench at Buff. Throwing a wrench at her. See, here's the problem. We have Lady and Buff in chat here today, and they're just going to be saying, "My wife, I love you, my wife." They're actually going to be probably spamming our chat. Maybe we should actually kick them for a little bit of time here, but
Oh.
All right. So
I have a voice mod. No, I don't. Sorry. What the fuck? I'm just Australian. I'm sorry. God. Also, False. Listen, I know that you're jealous that they both have the confidence to ask me to collab, but it's okay. True. You don't have to take it out on them.
True. All right. Fair enough. Fair enough. Okay. Yeah. Let's actually talk about that. So, if we head over to your Twitch.tv page real quick here. We do actually have you as a voice mod ambassador. Code glitch. What does that mean? Like, how did that start, if I may ask? Like, did they approach you about that, or were you just using it, or?
Which one? The voice mod or the voice mod?
Yeah, voice mod.
Just double checking. Apparently my booster is apparently on, so I'm extra loud from that. Why is my mic boosted? I didn't boost it. It's just my regular mic. Nothing is. How do I? Buff is providing tech support.
Live tech support. Thank you.
I'll just turn down my input.
Now you're too quiet.
I think
you're
fine.
I think you're fine.
Okay.
I think you're fine. We can live with this. No problem. It's fine. All right.
Okay. Right. So voice mod actually did approach me. Which move mic. What the?
I'll turn you down a little bit.
Okay, maybe maybe that's why it's because like maybe I don't know. Anyway, so voice mod reached out to me because they just liked the kind of content that I was making. They thought I was funny, and then it was actually another VTuber. I think their name is Nanoday. I think is their name. and she flagged me to the company, and then they took me on as a partner. In saying that though, I've been using VoiceMod since like 2015, so I've actually been using it for like 7 years. And so I was like, they asked me to partner with them, and I was like, yeah, okay. And they were like, oh, you know, like maybe try the program out, like do a couple of streams, see how you feel. I was like, no, like, no, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
You don't understand.
Yeah. They actually, I'm technically an ambassador, so that's above partner, but like I don't meet any of the requirements, so I think they just like me. They think I'm cute. But they're really cool and really nice to work with.
And oh my god, you have like a million emotes. I know I've seen your emotes 1,000 times here, but I didn't notice how many you had. May I ask, like, the Twitch account here have you just had it for your VTuber self, or has it been around for a bit of time?
So an abridged version is I originally streamed on Twitch in 2015, and then I on and off streamed for a couple of years, had some negative experiences. It didn't do well for my mental health, so I took a step away. And then in 2020, I found out about like Vroid and how to make VTuber avatars, and like so you could stream without having your physical appearance on stream. And I was like, ooh, that's pretty cool. And I like tech stuff and video games and like I already was in the space, and I've been in the space for many years, but it just gave me the ability to stream on a consistent basis without having to worry about my appearance, because I have really bad skin and like skin issues and health issues. So long story short, I wanted to have a fresh start with streaming, so I made a whole new account. So I made this account I think on the like 6th or 7th of April, or maybe the 12th, I'm not sure, but I basically made a whole new account, and I was very fortunate because I got in April 2020, so just before there was like a big boom in interest, and I got affiliate in April, and then I got partner in June, and then I just kind of coasted.
Wow.
So, yeah, I got really lucky. Like, I think Mel and Mouse found me very early on, and they gave me a lot of they rated me and flagged me to other people, and then I found lots of other VTubers through that. But I think that just because I don't know, I think I just found my niche, and I just didn't give a fuck about like being mean to people. I was just very myself, and I think that people either like that or they liked getting yelled at. I don't know.
So it was April of 2020 when you really hit it with your first kind of VTuber self there. And then I would say like a year after that, you had just a drastic, I'm trying to think if it was a year after that, but I think it was like a drastic, if I say like pop-off moment there when you kind of really introduced some of the really, really intricate kind of tracking details on your model and pieces like that. I think what was that? It was around like earlier 2021, I think.
Yeah, I can tell you exactly. So I spent a year doing Vroid, and I did 3D specifically, and I didn't want to buy a custom model until I was like more confident in my design. So basically like as an anniversary stream gift to myself, I bought a model from Booth, and I paid FOFA to add face tracking. I'd seen the face tracking on Snuffy, and I was like that, because originally I was going to go live 2D at that point, but then I really liked how the face tracking looked, and I felt that it added a lot to my content, because I do a lot of like zoom ins and I use my face a lot. Like I would say that, like, I don't know, I'm very expressive. I'm trying to choose my hands because I'm afraid they're gonna like glitch out, but I also had like hand tracking and face tracking, and people just immediately, I don't know, I feel like people just enjoyed it because I find, and this isn't my opinion, but I have been told that people get uncanny valley from 3D models, but I think with face tracking people get it a little bit less, and I think that because I got the upgrade, it was March 2021, I got that upgrade, it just brought a lot of people from TikTok across, and then that got a lot of people interested in like learning how I did it. But the reason that I got the Jingo model, so not this model but the model before this one, was because I applied to ArtGun and they didn't reply. So I was like, oh, I guess they don't want to work with me. And then I bought a model, and then ArtGun, after I got that model, was like, oh yeah, I'll work with you. And I was like, oh, okay. So Yeah, and then I got this model, and I really like this model and this design. But I am going to be doing I'm basically going to just be changing my hair color in a little bit. But I'm getting a new design soon that's more like law compliant. Yeah.
So for clarification's sake, the model you have now, is this from the art gun, or is this the one that Fofa had worked on?
So the model that I'm using right now is the art gun model, and they did the face tracking and the modeling and everything like that. And it was designed by Star Pirate or Starpy. And then the model previous, which is the Jinko model, was a booth base, which was like $70, and then I paid for the face tracking on top. Which I think is a really valid way. If you want to become a VTuber and you want like if you want like something that's kind of custom but not fully custom, I think getting a booth base and then customizing it as best you can is a really good avenue. Rather than going full custom. Like, it's good to have stepping stones up to having a fully custom model as opposed to like expecting yourself to go 5k in upfront. Yeah.
And with that kind of turn there, I mean, would you say that got you even more into like wanting to push the envelope a little bit as far as the technology goes? Because I apologize, I don't have it here, but you've made now like 3D environments for yourself, right? Like this is beyond just your model. It's gone bigger at this point. And
yeah, well, go on. Well, it's all just stuff that's accessible through YouTube. But you can get so I use Unreal Engine, which you can get free assets through the marketplace each month. There's like free assets they give out, and I just through the Unreal Engine or Epic Store, I just kept like downloading and getting all the free assets, and then eventually I took the time to look up how to implement the code into the thing. So I was able to get my model in, get chat in, get redeems and stuff like that. People have compared it to like CodeMiko or Melody, but I did do game design at university, so I'd done some 3D modeling, but I'm more of a writer and an artist, not a coder. So I just used YouTube, and I have a playlist that I all the videos that I use to learn it, I have a playlist on my channel that is like all the Unreal Engine tutorials. It's a lot more accessible than people think, but at the same time, it's just a willingness to like continuously try and like keep. Like I always recommend to people that they break things down to very small tasks. Like I wanna bring my model in, and like I wanna be able to just like pick things and then learn that, and then over time you'll accumulate knowledge, as opposed to being like, don't let things overwhelm you by looking at the whole picture. Just like pick little pieces to work on. So it wasn't, I don't know. Maybe I'm biased, but it wasn't that bad to learn. To make it look good, not so much, because I don't know if that's how it doesn't look great, but like it functions technically.
Doesn't look good. It looks fantastic. What are you talking about? It looks amazing. There is, I mean, look, I'll just come out and
lighting will do a lot.
Yeah. Like I'll just come out and say it. When I saw your facial tracking in early 2020, I think it was mostly in April of 2021 when I really saw you.
Face tracking is a whole different thing. That's immaculate. That's very cool. Yeah. Unreal Engine, not so much.
Yeah. It was at that point. It was like, okay, yeah, this is it. This is the standard that we should all be running for. And if we could talk about if you wouldn't mind, if we could talk about just very quickly your actual physical setup, because I know sometimes we get questions about that. I can state for my facial tracking, I'm using an iPhone. The iPhone is running on iFacial mocap. iFacial mocap is then wirelessly reading into VC Face right now. VC Face is one of the primary 3D software programs around right now. I don't know, but for your setup, if I may ask, is that somewhat similar, or are you using maybe a different capture program?
I am. So like iFacial mocap actually there's a new version of it called Face Motion 3D, and what I have that version of it. It runs a little bit laggy, like it'll slow my phone down sometimes. I do have an iPhone XR. That's the iPhone that I use. And you can actually, the good thing about iFacial mocap is Face Motion 3D, which is what I'm using, is you can change the weighting of expressions. So you can make your expressions more exaggerated, which I like, because I like having like over the top, like it basically amplifies. So I don't have to, if I want to do like a big smile, I don't have to do it just exaggerates like how much it does. And I not so much on this model, but on my Jingo model, it's very noticeable. Like it just everything is like way more cracked out, which I like because it's just very cartoony and over the top. And then I'm using the stereo leap motion on my desk in front of me, which is chaotic, and I feel like everyone has it on their chest except for me. I just don't like having it on my chest.
Well, your results are fantastic and tells me I need to actually problem solve and work on mine more, because my impression was it's like if I was going to have it really work to the degree that it's working for you, I should have it like set up with virtual motion capture, and I'll have to have other trackers and things like that. And I have tried some of that to okay success, but like what I'm seeing with your results, it's like, yeah, maybe I just should slap this on the actual desk and try that out. So yeah,
it's kind of funny because like I said, I mean, a lot of people have like said that they get better results when it's like on their chest. But like especially if you're just doing just chatting or like you're sitting and talking at your desk, it's it's fine like on the desk in front of me. I know that Buff uses it on their chest though, and I think Shy does as well.
Lady saying, bro, you barely use it. Yeah, the issue is like what my arms would be doing is they'd be like snapping in and out like crazy. Like it's nowhere near as fluid as what you're seeing here right now with Candy. So
what? Me with my hands?
This is one of the few times I feel outgunned by one of my guests, and I'm feeling very insecure right now. So we're gonna move on to another topic. Yeah. So again, we have our Twitch out here.
Please don't feel insecure.
We could say you're primarily a Twitch streamer, right? Like as far as your main content goes.
Yeah. Well, yeah. As in like with VTubing, yeah, I'm a Twitch streamer. Which is kind of funny because I expected to be a YouTuber, which I didn't do that.
We do have a YouTube out there. You guys can...
I never use it. Yeah.
You can access it through the Twitch. If you go to Twitch first, you can get to the YouTube there. And the fun thing is yeah, we see all the... Well, I mean, it's like a testament to all the evolutions of your models, actually, and all the fun that we've had here. You had a different kind of look. It was far more pink.
Yeah.
This is more the 2020 look, I think, right? So, with the changeover, did the kind of half almost like neon pink and then kind of lighter black kind of occur at the same time as that facial tracking, or did that was that just, as you said, like just build up time over time?
Well, so I have black hair IRL. So it was just kind of like a way to, it just makes the model more similar to me. But the reason that I have, because originally I had pink. Okay, there's a couple of layers to this. I personally like Gat Moe. I think it's funny. I like Chibidoki, perfect example. I love like cute, chaotic like little characters, and you go in and they're just like off their rocker. Like I like that. But I used to get, I genuinely had people be like, oh, I didn't watch your streams because I thought you had like an uwu voice. I thought you were very cutesy. And I was like, no. But that was the whole point, because I thought it was funny being like pink and cute and being like whatever. And then people were saying that they just would avoid watching me because they misinterpreted what I was like. So for Halloween 2020, I did black hair, and then everyone really liked it, and I alternated between pink and black, and I couldn't decide, so I just went half. I went like front chunk pink. I also have a law reason, because I have Amara, who's like my AI assistant, and Amara has black hair, and then Candy has white/purple hair. So which there's like I have like Vtuber law. I'm one of those people. So the more pink there is, the more it's like whatever there's more of is which character you're getting more of, basically. So I am going to be updating my model, like I said. So I'm going to actually have a hair toggle. So I'm going to have the light purpley hair, and I'm going to have all black hair, and I'm going to have the split dye as well. Yeah. But it was kind of like my Jekyll and Hyde type thing. Because technically I'm one of those like people, because my VTuber self is like a projection of a consciousness that is kind of in a coma but not on a spaceship somewhere. So the fact that my appearance changes doesn't really matter because it's not technically me. But I know that some VTubers, like, their model is them, but like mine is like a projection of my character and stuff. So I have like lore reasons. So
and I believe some of that, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but has actually kind of informed the decisions you made when you were making your Unreal environments too.
Yeah, you can. I actually would like my dream thing would be to make a game so people can play through my lore and stuff like that. Because but in my Unreal Engine world, there's Amara in the tube, and then there's me. So yeah, she's in there. I want to have like a little robot that follows me around. That's Amara. That would be my goal. Little robot. So to answer your question, the hair change color was because there wasn't that many VTubers that had black hair. Most people had pink hair, and I felt like I just think black is easier to style. So yeah.
I'm also seeing it looks like some very different looks here at the top.
Oh yeah. I love that one. That was I got that because I was just trying out live 2D models to see if I actually liked using them. Because I'm commissioning Twin Tails for a live 2D model.
Oh, okay.
It's gonna look more like the Jenny on the top left. Science waifu type.
Yeah, the Jenny model was hilarious because when I first saw the Jenny model, I think it was with Techie Cutie using it. And I didn't know this was a pre-existing model, so I was like, "What's happening here? What's going on?"
I bought and like customized and spent like a day making the Jenny model.
Time. Yeah.
I genuinely was like, "Oh, this is really cool. I really like it. This feels more like me." And then I was going to use it, and then Jenny it became a meme, and I was like, "Oh, damn it!" Yeah, it was a meme, but I like it, but I'm excited because again, I think Twin. The only downside with live 2D is sometimes it's not as expressive as I would like, but again, that's not a problem with like Twin's models. She's very, very good at rigging, so I'm excited.
Actually, while we're on the topic, I mean, what is your impression of 2D at this time, and why 2D?
Like I said before, I feel like a lot of people get uncanny valley with 3D models. So I think that 2D is just kind of, as someone who uses 3D, I think it's just easier for some people to get attached to 2D because because some people find like Disney 3D movies like uncanny valley. So I understand why some people just really like 2D. 2D is a lot more forgiving in terms of like, it's a lot more controlled in like how it is presented. There's a lot like, because you preset all of the angles and you decide how it looks at all the animation points. Whereas 3D, it has a little bit of, it's more chaotic and it's more emotive, and there's more that you can go wrong with it. Like I can like have my arm like glitch out, or like my face can glitch out, or I freeze and stuff like that. But 3D is beneficial because you can use like posing programs, and you can have a lot more dynamic, you can do a lot more things with 3D, and as somebody who does Unreal Engine stuff, 3D is really useful. But I don't know, it's kind of difficult. I think there's a lot of people that can make 2D look 3D, and there's a lot of people that can make 3D look 2D. So at a certain point it doesn't really matter, it's just about taste and what you personally like and what makes you feel the most like yourself.
Lady here saying False is very anti 2D. It's unfortunate. That's not true. I very much love 2D VTubers. I will just say, as a 3D VTuber, I am better than them. That's all. That's it. That's all. That's it. That's all. So, but do we have? You feel more like yourself when you have 3D, whereas some people feel more like themselves when they have 2D. It's really just like, which I think is the best thing. It's kind of like having like somebody who somebody could really enjoy wearing stilettos, and somebody else could really like wearing sneakers, and like it's okay to like have a preference. In our ideal world, everyone has killer 3D and 2D models like on the go, 100%.
Yeah. Actually, my issue isn't with 2D or 3D. My issue is with the expectation that everyone has both, and everyone has new outfits and things like that. I think it creates a really bad pressure for new people. That's the only part that I don't like. And
you have to release them at the same time. That was like, for a bit of time, that looked like to be the new debut meta, where it was like, oh, by the way, here's my 3D too, and
yeah,
it's awesome because it really showed that there was a lot of thought and time put into it, but at the same time very intimidating, especially even just for existing VTubers, where it's like, uh-oh, we hope this isn't some new expectation by the viewership.
I mean, even through my YouTube channel, my entire like experience in the VTuber community is like making it known how accessible it can be if you have the right attitude and the right approach. Because I have like I have a playlist that I made of VTuber tutorials and information, and then I have the videos that I made. So I'm very much about like helping people get into it and just like trying it out for the lowest cost possible. Makes me sad to like see people feel like they can't join the community because they can't afford certain things. Like that's not other content creators, because it's okay for people to want to push themselves further, but there should be like I just wish that the community would like respect like creators that aren't able to like compete in that way. It's just not like, because if you think of like IRL people, they're not getting like a new face every week. Like, you're lucky if they change shirts. Like
I seriously was thinking of commissioning 2N for 2D, and I asked for a commission, and she gave me double her price. So I guess that's never going to happen, and I guess I'm never going to be 2D. And all I did was ask for a discount as a friend, and then she flipped it on me and asked for twice as much. You know, hey, look, I guess it's not meant to be for me, but that's okay. That's okay. Served you right. Hey, all right. Let's get back. Let's get back. So the art gun for your purposes, I have to ask. You know, this being a very premier 2D 3D modeler. Has it been like an ongoing process? Was it kind of a one and done kind of situation where it's like you got it and your work with the art gun was done?
Kind of. So it's more that like I don't have as consistent work. Like I'm not, because like I don't need new outfits all the time, things like that. And like all creators have like lots of kids and stuff like that, and so I wanted certain things and it just wasn't possible in the timeline. So I just decided that I would just get future models from different people, just because it like she's busy, and I'm like, okay, that's fine. But where like I always preference people as like friends or peers, at least in the space. As like like peers or friends. And I don't want to strain relationships by like demanding or expecting things. So I kind of just asked if something was possible, and it wasn't really possible, so I just said, okay, that's fine, and we're still on good terms. She gave me all the model, like she gave me literally this entire model so I could put it in the Unreal Engine thing, and she gave me all the files, all the textures, all of that kind of stuff, all broken down. So and I also got a Halloween model from her, but just based on what I want to do with my future models, I won't be getting more art gun models, but I still have this one, and I don't know. I would like to be able to rotate through models, as opposed to being like, I only have one appearance and it's the only one I ever use. Because I have this one and I have the Jingo model, and then I'm going to have like a 2D, and then eventually I want that 2D to have a 3D, but it's yeah. Yeah. So I guess the answer to the question is that this is the only model that I have, and a Halloween outfit, but I'm going to be getting I'm getting probably future models from other people.
So let me hear, I just want to make sure I heard that right. The upcoming 2D model is going to have its own 3D model as well.
Not at the same time, but eventually, yeah.
Right. And so it's my impression then is the upcoming 2D is a bit of a stylistic change, a different look.
Yeah, totally.
Okay.
Yeah. So originally this model was supposed to be a casual outfit as like a step towards what I wanted, which is a more sciencey law compliant outfit. Like I want to have like a lab coat, and there's like other stuff that I want. And I just didn't ever get around to doing that on this design and model. And then when again, like I said, I technically have only had one custom model that I've commissioned, which is this one, because the other one was a Jingo model that I customized, and then other ones have been live 2Ds that I've bought and customized. So like in terms of the VTuber space, I've only had one custom model, which is the one that I'm using right now. So I don't feel too bad I don't know. I feel like that's not too bad in terms of like the amount versus, because I feel like some people have like 20 custom models. So, but no, the new model is going to be, I'm trying to think how to describe it. I always describe it as if like Rick Sanchez was like an anime MILF. That's kind of the vibe.
All right, so we talked about the technology here. let's actually talk about Candy here.
I'm just gonna call that. All right.
let's get into who our actual guest is here. All right, so we have two particular tweets I saw recently. That's like, yeah, this is them. This is them, 100%. So we have this one. A store I went into has nothing but 90s grunge band shirts and flannel jackets, and the absolute willpower it took to not buy their entire stock. Adding also, I either want to be a 50s starlet or a goth 90s stoner, and that is my only settings. So if you need to understand our guest, that's one definition.
I'm very gender, as the TikTok says. I love Bill Jam.
Where's the other one?
I don't have any regrets about that tweet.
Let's see here. This one. It was this one.
I have a lot of really weird tweets, so I'll go with it. Yes.
This was retweeted, I believe, back in May, and very much speaks to another topic that gets brought up from, well, you a lot. We have here charismatic, lovable character meant to be liked by the audience, but your attention is to the morally questionable old man. This happens time and time and wonderfully time again. I think you have some favorites you mentioned.
Trevor Phillips, Rick Sanchez. I'm trying to think. Negan from The Walking Dead.
Okay. Oh no.
Yeah, Snape is one of them. Wolverine. Homelander is like not. It's a problem. It's just because Anthony Starr is so pretty. Grunkle Stan. Oh my god, Grunkle Stan. Absolutely. Chat, you can try Beetlejuice.
Yeah.
Blood Free Dad.
Yeah.
That's a unique situation. Yes. Sorry, I'm not going to sit here and this. I could keep going.
that was the thing. It was like if you didn't mention mention Beetlejuice, I was going to for you. So yeah, that was. I'm glad we got that one checked off.
There's Beetlejuice 2 coming out. I'm so excited. So even him in the Spider-Man movie. Sorry, go on. Yes.
No. That's fine. Did you know that his name isn't actually Michael Keaton?
What is it?
It is actually
Daddy?
Michael.
Sorry.
Literally, you just went into the daddy sorry meme right away.
Listen.
You did it without even trying.
You set me up, dude. You set me up.
It's actually Michael Douglas. It's Michael Douglas. So he had to change his name due to the Screen Actors Guild. Yeah. So then he picked Keaton out of a phone book, and so people immediately were like, "Are you like related to Diane Keaton?" And then it turns out Diane Keaton changed her name. It was like Diane Hall or something like that. So like it's a strange thing. But yeah, big Michael Keaton fan. Can't wait. All right.
Yeah, I saw a promo picture for it and I was very excited.
So now that we have that defined here, I think if you demanded I had to put our guest into a box, which is unfair, but these are the two tweets. This one retweeted, this one tweeted out, and then we have I don't know. I don't know if we'd say this is inspiration or not, but I don't know if you get compared from time to time, but always.
Oh, you mean the misunderstood glitchy AI with candy in their hair that's black?
Yeah, I mean maybe people could see some relation.
with the slightly raspier voice / deeper voice than they probably should have. Yes, perhaps there's been a comparison.
Maybe. Is this like a new figure? Is this like a figure coming out?
It's an Endoroid. Apparently it's smaller than they normally are because it has the cart in it, but I would love to get it. I love Nendoroids a lot. I'm getting a Rapunzel and an Ariel one. I love Disney.
Very nice. So. All right. Currently our guest is looks to be reverting to a Fallout 3 New Vegas phase and saying, all I want to do is draw comics based on in-game events. Are you a fan of the series? Have you played these games before?
Yeah, so my dad actually introduced them to me when I was like 15 or 16. I played Oblivion all the way through, and then I played New Vegas, and I'm sorry, not New Vegas, Fallout 3. Fallout 3 is like one of my favorite games because, oh, dude, I could go on a whole rant about it. I wrote an essay in school about it. But I love the framing device of the tutorial being you as a baby growing up and going through different stages of life and then having to go find your dad. Also, the fact that the dad is voiced by Liam Neeson. I originally played it when I was like quite young. I say quite young, but like as in it was like I didn't know about all the extra content. So when I was 23, I found out that there was like more. There was like more, like you could get Butch as a companion and stuff like that. And so when I was 23, I actually had okay, this will give context to the tweet. I had an in-character journal. And so when I would play the game, when I was finished, I would like sit and I would draw like comics based on what happened in the game, and I'd like write about like what happened. Because I really like making replicas and stuff like that. So I made all the bottle caps, I made posters and things like that as well. Like I just like crafts. I like being immersed. I like LARPing. But I just myself in my little video game. Like one time I gave Butch a party hat to carry, and I was like running around and I turned around when I was getting shot and I was like, Butch, and then he had the party hat on, and that haunts me. Cause I was like dying and he just like had a freaking party hat on. Stuff like that. I really like media and like video games and things like that. So yeah.
I know some people are asking, have you played Fallout 1, 2, 4?
No.
Okay.
I only played 3 New Vegas, 4 and 76, but not 1 and 2.
Any preference between 3 or New Vegas? Because I know a lot of New Vegas folks really are more into New Vegas, but I don't know if you've had any impression of that or not.
I'm really biased. I really like Fallout 3. I really like it as a cohesive experience. But New Vegas has better gameplay mechanics, and I do like the factions. But I'm actually playing Tale of Two Wastelands right now, so that combines Fallout 3 and New Vegas, as well as quality of life tweaks, and it adds content back in, stuff like that. So, but why choose?
The other aspect that you were talking about is kind of creating fiction on top of fiction. We were just talking about this even before we went live, because we were talking about Resident Evil. I'm playing Resident Evil 2 Remake. You've played Resident Evil 8 through 4 playthroughs. And during that, you had stated that as you were going along with it, you were almost kind of like, I don't know if we call it self-correcting or kind of like almost like rewriting a narrative as you kind of played it as to like how you felt it could be stronger or different. So this sounds like kind of a commonality here, but the Resident Evil 8 kind of changes that you had mentioned made perfect sense to me. It made like the ordering of it, I think, surprised a lot of people. It reminded me of actually like Far Cry 3, where a lot of people were walking in expecting one character to be the main central villain. They were in most of the marketing, and then all of a sudden you get into the game and it's like, nope, it's actually these others. And maybe that didn't play actually as well, and maybe for good reason. But your impressions.
Character soup, that's like my main review. Like there's too many characters and you don't get enough time with any of them. So just reducing the cast and making Heisenberg a DLC. And making Lady Dimitrescu the main villain and having the castle be the last thing that you do in the main game, as opposed to the first thing. Stuff like that. Like I said, I went through in detail with you when we were in the call earlier, which I'm happy to do again. But like,
no, that's okay. That's okay.
It's more that like when so before I started VTubing, the main thing that I wanted to do was go into writing / being an author. So I've read and written a lot of things, and that is still the main thing that I'd like to do, that I'm working on alongside streaming. I just love stories, and I love their ability to like impact people, and I want things to be efficient and to make sense. And I really hate when things are just badly, like I don't know. Framing is a big thing. It's why I hate Assassin's Creed. It's like one of my, I just hate, like I had a really bad experience the first time I played it, and it just ruined the franchise for me, which is so petty, but yeah.
Let's go ahead and jump into it here then with
I'm ready.
Console Her. We have a big event happening here. Can you explain what this is, your relation to it, and what's happening with it?
Yeah, so originally in I think it was 2018, there was a contest that Webtoon was running. I think it was either 2017 or 2018. And you had to make a comic that was 10 episodes in a certain period of time, and Webtoon would pick out series from that to become an original. And I wanted to do a different story, but that was too big. And so I was like, well, I'll just learn how to make a comic / a story by making a shorter, more tight concept, like a tighter concept. So the whole idea was, because at the time with Webtoon, a lot of the main characters were like I'm like the brown haired girl with glasses, and I'm always bullied by the rich popular girl with blonde hair. And so I, like, literally all the time. And so but it's not so bad, it's not like that now. I think the space has shifted a lot. Okay. But back when I originally wrote the story, it was very like tropey in that way. And so I really like taking tropes and like flipping them on their head. So I was like, what if the main character is the rich popular girl that's like super entitled, and it's told from her point of view. Like, what would it take to make her the empathetic one? Like, how would you have to frame it? Things like that. And it was also in the midst of, you know, when people were doing those memes where it's like me versus like other girls. Like, those memes were going around a lot. Like, there would be like other girls wear makeup and they like pink, but I like Pearl Jam and I have band tees. Like, so I just designed a very feminine, like unapologetically feminine character, had her as the main character, which isn't to say that's like good or bad or anything like that. That's the whole point. The whole comic is like about how you present isn't necessarily how you are on the inside, and it's all about like perception and self-image and parental expectations versus like what you want for yourself, that kind of thing. Anyway, so I wrote that in 2018, and I found out. I'll explain it, and then I'll give you the abridged version at the end because there's a whole thing to it. So I made it in 2018. I on and off made episodes. In 2020, I became a VTuber. So I made about like 15 to 20 episodes, and then I became a VTuber, and I was like, I don't have time to do both, so I stopped working on the comic, and I was like, I'm done, because in 2020 I just felt like Webtoon, because they used to give me features, like they used to basically bring the comic up, like they would put the comic on like the front page of like Canvas and things. They would give it a lot of attention and be like, oh, read this comic, it's up and coming, it's really cool. And then in 2019, like end of 2019, they just like stopped acknowledging me, or like having they stopped featuring me, they stopped putting me on the Canvas corner, things like that, which to me was like, oh, okay, I've done something, they don't like me anymore, that's fine. And so I just put the comic aside, stopped working on it. And then in 2021, so April last year, on April 1st, they emailed me and asked me if I wanted to pitch being an original series. And I thought they were joking. And so I emailed back like, is this genuine? Because it's April Fool's. And then I got into a call with an editor, and they basically explained to me that the reason that the comic stopped being promoted was because it was flagged as being an original. They were interested in it becoming an original series back in 2019. They were like, oh, this is really good. Yeah, we'll give them an offer to pitch soon. And then COVID happened, and they couldn't hire any new people, and everything got thrown off, basically. And so because it was like the end of 2019 is like when it kind of fell off, and I was like, oh, they obviously don't like me, because every time I updated, they just like, it was radio silence. And Canvas used to have events like a Thanksgiving event, a Christmas event. I was never invited to any of those, even though they would give me features every time I updated. So it was like, again, like I felt like I did something. So what I learned is that because they were going to give me an original slot, they're like, well, there's no point in promoting you because we're going to make you an original. Like, you've already hit the milestone. Yeah. So it was a very weird thing where I was like, I started in 2018, I quit it in 2020, and then I got brought back in 2021. And the reason that I accepted is because with Webtoon, you can't apply for it. They have to like pick you out. So it's like streaming. It's like for every Webtoon creator there's like 100 Twitch partners in terms of size, like in terms of size of the platform. There's only like 200 active comics on Webtoon. And so it's a very niche experience where they basically pay you to make the story that you want to make. And so it's very rare, and I always wanted to get into writing and comics and things like that. So it kind of felt like like I had to make a choice. Like, yeah, so I decided to pursue it, and I've tried to stream alongside it ever since. So yeah, yeah.
I remember
I
around the time when this was happening, because you were rightfully like vague tweeting about it, but hey, just got an email that could be life changing. And I was like, what is this about? Yeah, and then I found out this whole other side of you as a content creator like this. Yeah.
I also have a visual novel that I quit as well. I don't know if you know about my visual novel that I made as well.
No. What's the name of that?
It's called Beyond You. And it was kind of in like the vein of Doki Doki. It was an anti-dating sim, so you can't actually date any of the girls. That's the whole point. It's like it's a dating sim where you can't actually date any of the girls. That was another project that I abandoned. That I want to go back to one day. That's my other like writing thing that I enjoy. Yeah, I don't know. I have like a lot of like little side things that I do. It's Beyond You, YOU. I only mention that because that's like another example of like I just like writing. Like that's the thing that I really like doing. I love streaming, and I like being able to turn up and play games and stuff. But I just need like other things to do, make brain happy. Yeah, I basically got accepted for Webtoon in June, and then for the past year I've been redrawing it all. So yeah.
And we were talking about this a little bit before we went live, but it's a challenge for you from being your streaming self to being like your writing self. It's two different almost gears for you in a way, and that's why it has been challenging for you to keep up with the streaming. That was one of the reasons I know you had mentioned. The writing though of like this character sounds. Have you found it overly challenging trying to write a character like that, or
which one?
Well,
Audio?
From your character, who you said she is the opposite, right? She is the one that is the quote unquote prep, right? Yeah.
It's a very weird experience because she's the kind of, like, this is going to sound weird, but she's the kind of girl that would have bullied me in high school. So it's kind of cathartic to like examine things from the perspective of someone who probably, not that she would have bullied me, but people like that. So it's kind of like, it's like learning like a different kind of empathy and like seeing where people come from. May I take a quick break as well? Just super quick? Like 2 seconds?
Sure.
Okay. I will scooch myself down. I'll be right back. I just gotta do something really quick.
All right, everybody. This is now going to be a time when we talk about our wonderful, wonderful sponsors, that, of course, being Advanced GG. Yeah, buddy, this is what everyone's here for. Once again, this weekend, we are running a 20% discount if you use code FALSE, or, yes, Candy is also an advanced partner with code GLITCHED. You are welcome to use either one. Once again, this is running, I believe, until about tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern, which would be 10 a.m. Pacific. So once again, use code HELP. So yes, we have a lot of fantastic partners with Advanced, and Candy is one of them. So we highly recommend you try using one of those codes.
I heard scratching on my door, and it was my cat.
Aww.
It is 3 a.m. So I was like, why is it scratching on my door at 3 a.m.? Oh, right. So I had something else to add to the writing conversation. So I'd like to admit cringe. I started role-playing when I was like 10 years old, this is relevant. So I used to do written role-play when I was like 10. And so I've written like so many different kinds of characters, and I just find it really fun to like learn to like understand characters from different perspectives. Like I've played like every fictional character ever. So I don't actually find like I don't know. There's not really a character that I would say I find challenging to write. It's more about I don't know. I just writing isn't something that I struggle with. It's like the one thing that I don't personally struggle with too much. I find it quite natural to do.
It just reminded me of almost the idea behind Tony Stark and Iron Man, where the challenge was, how do we get an audience to like a billionaire weapons dealer, right? And that was the kind of jump off point, and of course led to incredible success because of that challenge, right? It wasn't just something you were wholly maybe knowledgeable about or comfortable about right off the bat and then worked through it. But to you talking about it, this is, as a whole, the writing is not like overly taxing or anything like that. But I did want to try to understand this July 6th date, and you mentioned this in some other posts here. So we have Console Her will relaunch on Webtoon July 6th. I'll be doing a 12-hour partnerversary stream leading up to the launch. And also, again, you were mentioning Console Her from Canvas is going to be shelved forever soon. The move to Webtoon Originals will be new art and story as I remastered the whole thing. Just trying to understand what that means and what's happening here.
Yeah, so what happens with Webtoon, there's two ways to get into Webtoon. You have a story on Canvas that they decide to pick up, which is what I had, or you are a creator in the comic space and they approach you to do something totally unique. If you're a creator that comes through the Canvas pipeline, they will ask you to take down your Canvas episodes. So there's Webtoon Originals and there's Webtoon Canvas. It's kind of like, imagine if Twitch didn't have affiliate. There was just like you stream on Twitch or you're a partner. So once you go from streaming on Twitch to being a partner, basically all of your old content has to be hidden so that people don't get spoiled for the story, essentially. So once you get asked to be an original creator, the story it needs to be archived. Because what happens, so there's two different, within this pipeline, there's two different ways that it works. You either recreate the entire comic, which is what I did, or you just repost it. Either way, it's the same thing. Technically, I have redrawn and rewritten the entire comic from the start. So all of it is different, but I still have to take down the Canvas version, even though it's technically, it's kind of like a TV pilot versus the first actual episode of a TV show. Like my existing version on Canvas is different, and it gives insight to characters in a way that you might not, like there's certain plot lines that aren't going to be in the new version. Certain characters are being removed, things like that. And I did that in the interest of making the story more effective, because when I did the comic originally, I had never done a comic before, and I just went week to week, and I knew the general, like, where I was heading to, but I didn't have anything outlined or planned out. So I would just be like, oh, I guess they're gonna go to a cafe today. Oh, I guess, like, maybe, like, this happens. Like, I don't know. But because now I have an editor and a full outline, I just thought it would be, yeah, I revamped it all.
How far along do you think you plan out? I mean, does it just kind of come to you and you get the episode done, or is there a whole long plan further out here?
So you've hit my trap card. So I have so Webtoon is phrased and pitched kind of like TV in the sense that things are seasons and episodes. And I have a personal vendetta against TV shows that just go season to season without any plan.
Yes.
And so I hate that. I hate when things get like retconned and like all like messy and they don't follow up on plot lines and things like that. So I actually have, so technically it's seasons, but I have 5 seasons planned out, and each season has a character arc that is already planned out, and they're all, each one, so the current season is entirely like written out pretty much. I thumbnail episode to episode, but I know exactly where it starts, what needs to happen, what needs to be established, what needs to be introduced, and where it ends, and then where the next one starts. I have all of that planned out for like 50-something episodes, and then I have contingencies, like if the comic gets renewed, because with Webtoon, you're asked to do a certain amount of work, and then if the comic does well, or if they decide that they'd like to continue, they can ask you mid-season to be like, oh, we're going to double it, we're going to make it 100 episodes, 200, whatever. So I have multiple versions depending on what I am asked to do. If they let it to be, depending on if it stays what it is right now versus if they ask me to extend it. And as said, I've got about 5 seasons planned out. So I've got 5 major storylines. We're currently dealing with like the prologue, which is just the introduction of the main story. So yeah, it's up to them. The ball's in their court. I have it all planned out. Yeah.
So
not character specific stuff so much, but like the general plot strokes.
If it's not clear for anyone, yes, our guest is very busy with not only the streaming and the tech and all that fun that comes along with that, but also being creative in this way and being creative in like a lot of the planning, as we've just heard here. Very planned, very much appreciated too. It's one of the actual hurdles and I think stop points for a large contingent of the audience. I'm one of them that won't touch something unless I feel like there's some kind of either guarantee there is a plan to an end or it has already ended. It's
I'm exactly the same.
It's a major hurdle because there's so many great things that people recommend to get into, and it's like, yeah, I've been burned before though. I've been left at the altar before, right? Like it's been a
Walking
real
Dead
problem.
Season 5, Episode 8. Yeah. Sorry, that's really specific, but that haunts me. It makes me so mad. Would I take law commissions? Yeah, easily. Not drawing them though. Absolutely not. I hate drawing. I hate art. No, I love art, but I you couldn't pay me. I love writing though.
Let's see some other fun here that we have here. I love finding one song, then listening to it on repeat for a week straight, then forgetting about it. Okay, yeah, this is me. I'm in this tweet. It's one of those things where I know it's a brain worm. I know I have to get it out, and the way to get it out is just playing it nonstop, max volume. I don't care who's listening. It has to be played. I have to get it out of my mind.
I really like patterns. So like if I have to work and I can't, like if I need to focus, I listen to Eye of the Tiger on repeat. And then sometimes I'll find a new song that hits the right mental like triggers or whatever. Like it hits the right spots in my brain and I'm like, okay, this is the song. Like I did like 6 hours of work to Running Up That Hill from Stranger Things, the
yes.
Kate Bush song.
Yeah.
8 hours straight of that.
Which I think just went to the top 10 or number 1 again for first time in like another 13 years or something like that because of that episode, and it's in a lot of people's minds.
I haven't even watched the show. I just like the song. But yeah, like I like Kate Bush because like the Wuthering Heights song. But I'm trying to catch up with Stranger Things, but I can't bring myself to skip to season 4. I have to watch season 2 and 3 because I'm like I gotta know.
Yeah.
I'm very toxic. I either have to know every single fact and piece of information about something, or I don't want to know anything about it. I have to know everything or nothing.
I don't see that as overly toxic. That's just the way this is supposed to work in my mind.
No, it depends. It depends what it is. If it's like Lord of the Rings, that's why I can't get into Lord of the Rings. I can't stand watching Lord of the Rings because the thing is with I can't explain it. I have to know everything, or I don't want anything to do with it. So
you're like, no, wait, I have to get into the Sarmillion first because
I have to know, that's what I'm saying. Like I have to know like all of the extended lore. If anyone asks me a question and I'm not ready, I can't cope. So I prefer to just know nothing.
Oh no! Oh, okay, all right. I see how that can be a problem. I can't
regularly enjoy media. I have to know everything or nothing. Like, yeah, like I can't. Like I wanted to watch the new Doctor Strange movie, so now I have to watch the entire Marvel Cinematic Universe, which I've only watched the bits and pieces of. So I'm like, no, I have to do it right, and I have to watch all of it, and the deleted scenes and the extended cuts.
Honestly, it's for the best too, because it's a more fulfilling experience if you know these connections. It does, and especially for that property, it matters. It does. Yeah.
It just sucks because it sucks in the sense that like I can't casually, and I don't have a casual enjoyment stage of anything. It is either my personality or I do not know it. That is I don't know. It's very, I don't know. I'm not trying to be like quirky and unrelatable. It's very frustrating.
Do you ever? I mean, because I was going to ask. Do you have those like pings and pangs of like FOMO, the fear of missing out, because something's like being talked about and you want to get into the conversation, but you're not a part of it yet, right? So. Yeah,
or if I want to read fan fiction and that, and like they reference something that I don't know, then I'm like, well, I don't know, I can't do this. I have to be really specific. Like I don't know, And it's good, and it's a cool, it's a fun trait when it's like I have time, but because I'm always working on like my comic or like I'm streaming, like I just don't have as much time as I used to.
All right, we had this. This was back on May 21st. I just made a very serious business inquiry to a very serious business, and is very serious and very business. Have you announced anything about this? Should we know anything what this means, or is there anything you'd like to say about this? Do you recall what this is?
Oh yeah, I know what it was. They got back to me, and it was 3 times the cost of what I expected. So I just said I'll get back to them.
Okay.
I still want to do it though at some point. It is I can't. I mean, I'll say part of it because this is like this extended lore stream. It's a voice actor. I wanted them to record something.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right.
That's all I can say.
We also had this. Someone once said,
Yes.
This is my energy when I'm in a collab with more than one person, and I never recovered. Yeah, we were going to have Lady with us today. Lady's actually taking the week off. She needs it. So she don't worry. I mean, she wanted to be here, but it's probably for the best that she's just resting. Obviously she was like DMing me like, I love. She couldn't even like. She was typing so fast she couldn't even get your name right. I was like, I love cardio. I mean, Candom. I mean, Candy. So yeah, we would have loved to have had that, but it's for the best. But again, you two have had 2 collab streams, I think, so far that I recall, and 2 very cool results here. Art stream, and then before this I think it was a Hatoful boyfriend playthrough stream.
We did 2. We've done 2 art collabs and then also Hatoful boyfriend.
Yeah, that's right. Because it was
it was a group collab.
Yeah, it was a group collab. That's right. And
yeah, it's yeah. Sorry, go on.
No, I just wanted to I just mentioned that here. That's all. So
I get auditory overload really easily if too many people are talking, because I don't like it's like an over it. This is gonna sound really like bad, but it's like an empathy thing. Like I don't want people to think that I'm ignoring them or that I'm not listening to them, because I've had that happen to me in collabs, and so I'm like I care way too much. I just care. I just, which it sounds really weird. Like I just care too much and I just really value people. Like, but it's true, and it sounds really hokey, but that's just how it is. Like the idea of anyone feeling like I'm ignoring them just stresses me out. So then I'm like, I'm just gonna really focus on listening, and then I don't talk because I'm so focused on like listening and making sure everyone's heard. Okay, that's that.
I feel this myself, but it's more of an aspect of, well, the conversation is already moving ahead, right? These 2 people, 3 people are already talking. I don't feel like I'm as pushed to fill in the gaps. So it's all of a sudden, there's like an entire hour that's gone by. I haven't said a thing, and they're like, "Yeah, you're being really aloof here. You're not. Where are you?" And it's like, I didn't even mean to do that. It just happens. Yeah.
Yeah, I've been told that I'm intimidating and that I seem aloof as well. So don't worry, we're in the same boat. And it's so funny that people find me like I don't know. I've had people tell me that I am intimidating, and I'm like, no, no. I mean, it may be. I don't know. I don't think that I try not to be, but yeah.
Okay. Let's see this.
Yeah.
So this is back from May 1st.
Yeah, that was me learning Ftubers.
And just going back to this real quick. Were there any surprises when you got into Live 2D? Things you thought maybe you would like or didn't like, or you know, what was your kind of take this time around?
That I really struggled at first for no reason. I'm really lucky because I've got Twin, and Twin has I wouldn't say this is a good example, but she's willing to give me feedback and talk me through things and show me how she works. And so when I first, oh my god, there's so many things that I did at first with Live 2D that I just did the most inefficient way possible. like I didn't know anything about deform hierarchies, so I would just, everything was like a piece, and I would go in and like manually rotate everything as opposed to just rotating the group, things like that. It's kind of hard to explain without like having it in front of me, or like if people don't know what Live 2D is. It's like instead of using a handbag, I was individually carrying like the entire contents of my bag. Like I had like a lip gloss and like a phone and like keys and each individual coin from my wallet, as opposed to having a wallet. Like I didn't nest any items. I was just manually carrying every single piece, because I was manually shaping the mouth and I was manually shaping the eyes. But there's ways to like do that a lot faster. So this time with Live 2D, it was a lot easier. And again, it's kind of like the Unreal Engine stuff. I wish I had the time to get really deep into it, because I think that I could do okay with it. But this isn't necessarily a good example of my Live 2D skills. This is not great. I'm gonna be honest.
Any time frame you're trying to aim for your Live 2D debut, so to speak, or is it just going to show up when it shows up? Do you think
it's going to show up when it shows up? Okay. I'm not making it. Twin's making it. This is just me wanting to learn. I think I bought this model. I don't know how much I spent on it, but I bought art from Booth to use, because I didn't feel, I don't like my art style for the model that I want for myself. Not that I don't like my art, but like for a Live 2D model, I didn't really like it. Twin's busy doing Iron Mouse's model. Bro, that's fine. She's still gonna do my model. This isn't... It was so funny. I mentioned on stream, this isn't about you, Tenchi. So I mentioned on stream, I was like, oh yeah, Twin's gonna do my Live 2D, and someone's like, oh, good luck getting a slot. I was like, I've had a slot since December. What do you mean? She's my friend. And they're like, oh, do you even like know them? I'm like, God, it's so funny. People try and gatekeep you out of your own friendships. It's so funny. Anyway, yeah. Twin's doing the art for it. I'm gonna have a design by actually July 6th, that stream that I'm doing for the partnership celebration. That I'm gonna have the design by then, ideally, just to show people. It won't be rigged, but I'll have the design. Yeah, I already have a sketch. I'll show it to you sometime. Bitch fest. We live in the same country. Yes, we're both Australian.
We have some other major news recently, though. And that was this from June 17th till June 26th. I'm participating in ANZ Bitfest. That's, to my knowledge, Australia, New Zealand Bitfest. Thanks to Twitch, ANZ. The top prize is a trip to TwitchCon, courtesy of Twitch themselves. Do you want to reunite me with the bottoms of the VTuber community? Come hang out. So yeah, you're in it now. We have... actually, some pretty cool things. So, could you kind of explain what this is and what these these items here that we're looking at, what they mean?
It's kind of like a subathon a little bit, but not quite. So there's milestones as a community. So 25. So like experience is based on, like, if you imagine like one bit is one experience point. So the first goal is like the 10,000 experience. So that's about $100 in bits. Or you can do subs as well. Subs count 500 points. Is like a tier 1 sub, and then the tiers go up based on the rank. But it's essentially, I think it's a way for like, it's only in the ANZ space that I know of. But it's a, I don't know if it's, I don't know. I don't know why they do it, but I appreciate it. I would dare to say it's to promote Australian streamers, but I've been in it 4 times, I think, three or four times.
Nice.
And I've gone to the top tier like 2 or 3 of the times. I think last time I didn't get to the top tier, but the top tier was like an air balloon ride, and I was like, what? It's not a... Wait, I'm not a fan of that kind of contest. It's not really a... It's kind of a scam. How is it a scam? What? How's it a scam? What do you mean? Basically, what happens is people... So the way that I viewed it and the way that I pitched it is that I'm already going to be streaming, and people already give me bits and subs anyway. And so it was just like, oh, like, you know, if I get 200, like, if I get a certain amount of subs or bits, I'm going to get bonus stuff anyway. So... like, that's how I pitched I see it, is it's like it's just extra stuff for doing what I'm already doing anyway.
Are these like things they give you for hitting these marks? Okay.
So Twitch, the Twitch gives you items based on the tier that you hit, and it's cumulative. So if you hit if you hit the 3x Amazon gift card thing, you get the blanket, the umbrella, and then you get like 6 gift cards. So yeah, I did that. The scam, the amount of money to make off those bits, they can give you 5 times that item.
Yeah, I don't think when we look at something like this, though, it's like a purely like out of the love for us kind of thing, right? Like, we understand Twitch is a business too. Yeah, it's more of a driver, and the drive worked because we had this right after. We cleared the hashtag winner Bitfest goals. I'm going to TwitchCon. Incredible. This is almost from a day ago. Thank you to everyone for helping me hit the goal so quickly with a whole week left till it ends. I'll be doing my best to stream every night as promised during Bitfest and continue to work hard to entertain y'all. Okay. So that was quick.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you expect that result, or was it surprising to you, if I may ask?
Yeah. I mean, I wasn't gonna go in for it originally, but then I decided that it would be good. It's always good to just try and like put yourself out there. Because I don't really do, like, me personally, I don't do subathons, and I don't really do. I've done a donation goal in the past, like when I first got my PC to help stream, and I don't know, I'm really conscientious of the fact that, like, as streamers, we have a lot of sway with people, and like, I don't want to ever make people, I don't know, I don't want to treat it like, it's a really difficult position, because I don't ever want to treat it like a sure thing, or like I deserve, like, I don't think that I inherently deserve to get money for turning up or anything like that. But when I do get bits and subs and fiscal support from my community in whatever way they decide to do it, I just treat that as like an investment in me and my content, and it's kind of like the more support that I get in that way, it just makes me want to work harder to justify their faith in me. Yeah, so I don't know, it's a weird thing, because I don't know, I don't like to treat it like, I don't expect it, right? But I do appreciate it when people decide to dump like a bunch of subs on me and bits and money and things like that. But again, I don't know, I always, as long as people are able to like give within, like, whatever, I don't know, it's just hard, because you see people that have, because I mean, on the flip side, when I first started streaming on Twitch, I used to be very much somebody who would like donate to streamers to get them to say my name, things like that. So I've been in that position, and I know how easy it is for people to get attached to streamers in that way. And that's also probably why I'm so like, that's why the way that I am on stream, like, I really do, I really try to like, I really try not to like lean into anything even close to like parasocial. I'm very, very transparent about that. I never want anyone to feel like they're going to get anything extra by financially supporting me, because again, like, I've been that person. Yeah, so I'm very mindful of the people that watch me, and I don't want people to get, I don't know, as long as people aren't giving outside of their means. Yeah. But also, I'm going to TwitchCon, which is great, and I'm excited. So I'll take my mom with me. Yeah.
I'm so confused. So I know there's like a TwitchCon, and I think there's one in Amsterdam, but is this a different one, or is this the same one? I'm sorry. Is this
is the San Diego one, not the
San Diego
one?
All right. Okay. Yeah, I've been so lost here, because people were like, I'm gonna be meeting them at TwitchCon Amsterdam, and I was like, wait, when did this happen? I've been so lost. Okay, yeah. All right, so with that, just very quickly, I'll simply say this to, thank you very much, Tom Pixel. Thank you for the tier 1 membership. Thank you. I'll say, yeah, again, Candy is not into that. But I am, and you should be giving me memberships right now here on YouTube, and you should be dumping as many bits as you can into our Twitch. Thank you very much. If she's not going to do it, I'll do it for myself. Thank you. The question I had about this actually was, had you been wanting to go to a TwitchCon? Had you been wanting to do this, or was it just an opportunity arose and it was like, okay, time to do it?
So I actually went to TwitchCon originally in 2015.
Oh, nice.
But I went, which is I think the first year they ran it. But I went as the mod of a much. I got really lucky with my first TwitchCon because I was friends with some. Because I was modding for some big streamers, I would say, like one of the top streamers on the platform, and so I went to like all of the VIP parties and stuff, which was really cool and great. But I was also very aware that I was like there. It wasn't about me. It was like I was just like not an accessory, because like they were like still like nice to me, and it was a fantastic experience. They were really nice. They paid for all my Ubers. They bought all my food for me. They took care of me. They made sure I was safe, all that kind of stuff. Like they were really, really, it was a fantastic experience. I had a really good time. But I went, like, I had like 500 followers on Twitch. And I was meeting, like, I hung out with like Con Carnage and like Dan versus Games and stuff. Like I hung out with like all these really big dudes, and I'm just like, yeah, my name is Kenny, and I almost 1,000 followers. Yeah, not to brag. So it was, actually, because I was a +1, kind of. I don't know. I just got lucky. I think it's because this is actually an interesting side thing. Because I'm Australian, I used to get like, people would just be nice to me because I had an accent. Like, I'm not even kidding. They'd be like, oh, that's the Australian one. Oh, like, make her say like this. Oh, like, I brought Tim Tams with me. I gave Tim Tams to everyone. Like, I don't know. I was just a big booby pretty lady, and so people were nice to me. I don't think I would have had as good an experience if I wasn't like for being Australian and having big titties. So, you know how it is.
Apparently, many check boxes were being marked here, willingly or unwillingly.
What can I say? I have a terrible personality, but a fantastic set of knockers. I'm sorry, but I'm really excited to go as a creator, because I really value having an experience of meeting people as a peer as opposed to meeting people as like a fan. It makes me feel very like uncomfortable to meet people and have them be like, oh, so you must watch my content. Oh, and it's like, so I'm excited to go as a partner and like as my own person. So
yeah, it's almost like a moment of like self-validation, but also a great opportunity to not only network but potentially even meet up with friends, right?
Yeah.
Are you expecting to maybe see anyone else there?
Twin Tails, my good Australian friend. We're gonna meet up. But no, I mean, like, I'm pretty much just gonna be attached to Buff and Shy the whole time.
Gotcha.
We're gonna be like a little squad. But I didn't expect that I would be going. I didn't expect that this opportunity. Like, if Bitfest hadn't been a thing, if they hadn't been offering the ticket and like help with the flights and things, like, it's like literally yesterday I was like, oh, I guess I'm going now. So I'm just gonna kind of go and just see. I don't know. I don't really have like a plan or anything like that.
So
like, I don't have. Yes.
With that said, yeah, that's just thinking through that's often what takes others. I'm talking about myself at this point. That takes what that extra push, that thing where it's like, I guess this is happening because someone said it's happening, to make me a bit social at times like that, especially when a leap like that and traveling and such. Yeah.
Nah. It's not even that. It's the $2,000 it costs to fly over. It's the cost of the flights, man. If it wasn't that, I'd be there in a second. I'd be cheeks down in that place like I'm right now. But no, it's the $2,000 for flights. Ugh. And yes, that's the first time I'm meeting them IRL. That's why I want to move to Canada. So, which is a side thing that I'm aiming towards.
Let's go ahead and just address.
I'm sorry,
here.
did that give you psychic damage? Yes, I'm ready.
Let's get this out of the way here. Any comments about the upcoming blockbuster event? The upcoming Minions movie? Anything that you'd like to say?
Gru is a baddie and John Hamm is hot. Okay. This is why I retweeted this. It's nothing to do with the Minions.
Of course not. No
I don't care. I'm indifferent to Minions.
No one would accuse you of that. Not at all. Not at all.
Come on now.
Another cool thing we saw here was the sketches here that we've been seeing from you.
That's my go-to art stream drawing that I do. Yeah.
Let's see here. So we had this is awesome. I love this work of 2win here.
My sketch. My great sketch.
Biased to finish it because it's 2win. That being the VTuber Goober, that's who we were talking about here. Bat VTuber likes to make VTuber models. Have you two known each other for a little bit of time? Do you recall maybe when you first kind of maybe contacted each other or did anything together?
I rated her like May probably of like 2020. I've known her for a while since she was like original design.
Okay. Yeah.
There's a couple of people like that I've just known. I've just known of people for a while. Like same thing with like Snuffy's in a similar position. Not that I'm like super close to Snuffy or anything. Not to be weirdly parasocial, but I just know because we debuted like a week apart. So like I've known of Snuffy like for a very long time. I just got really lucky with like meeting a lot of people at the very start. There's a bunch of like VTubers like that, where I met them very early on, when we were all just getting started.
False, why do you say it is 2win? Fine, twin, fine. You beat it into me. You like fine.
I was letting him dig his own grave.
Fine. I've said it for like that forever and ever. It's been fine, but fine, twin. Fine, we'll go with it.
Well, I mean,
speaking of which,
what's she gonna do? Triple the cost of the model? Go on.
Well, that kind of speaks to both of our names because I effectively have mispronounced your name 1,000 different ways too. So
my name is designed to be confusing though.
True. I'll go with that. I'll go with that excuse. Not the way I was saying it was so strange, but you've heard it a few different ways. I get that from time to time, but again, it's not intentional. It's just I understand why it happens. It's perfectly understood. Yeah.
I don't I just as a rule don't really pick on how I don't pick out how people pronounce things unless it feels like it misrepresents what they're trying to say, or if it's not like if I still know what they mean, I'll just let them say it however they want in any capacity, because you never know. Like I don't want to make fun of people for how they pronounce things or how they speak.
So we had the message earlier. Twins.
I told her to post this. She was like, should I do thigh physics? And I was like, you should. And then she's like, should I post on Twitter? I was like, yes, you have to. Look at it, 12.2k likes. I should be a manager. Sorry, go on.
Yes.
I told her. But I even tweeted her at that. Yes, go on.
But I don't understand. She's busy working only on mouse and only on Iron Mouse. Only mouse. Like, I don't understand. I thought you can only work on one thing at a time. Yeah.
I mean, I hang out with Twin a lot, so I've seen her work on like plenty of. Like I said, I know like how busy she is. Plus, I have a model in the works, so like. Right.
Yeah. This is for Amidal debuting here. So, Girl Waifu Gym Junkie coming up here. Candy.
Very cute model.
Candy replied immediately. Okay. And then, let's jump into it. We have Buff, French dog, virtual content creator. Also, again, I'll bring up, fueled by Advanced. So there's a reason why I've been bringing up the Advanced piece to it, because our first sponsor is Advanced, and the big push was because I saw other VTubers like yourself, like Buff, partnered already with them, and it just gave me a better source of trust. Not to say they're, going to be perfect in any way and everything like that, but it gave us just that one step was like, okay, yeah, this is going to be our first one.
Actually, ironically, talking to Buff about Advanced is actually how we became closer friends. Because we already kind of like knew each other a little bit, but we never actually hung out before. Like we hung out like in, I think, Gartic Phone a couple of times, and we had like a server and stuff where we hung out in. But when Buff mentioned that she wanted to work with Advanced, I wanted to work with a drink company in general. So I was like, oh, like what do you think of them? And then we started talking more from that. And then and now we just like eat each other's asses. So now we're attached to the hip. But yeah, we basically, that's how we bonded, was over Advanced, which sounds so like paid. Like they paid me to say that, but technically, yeah.
Advanced, they're not G Fuel. That's the tagline. That's all we have to say now. Yeah, it's an interesting piece because the other aspect of it was not only did I see the talents that were going with Advanced, but again, just the overall messaging, just the talking with their partnership manager, who was more interested in just making for certain I knew what I'd actually be trying out first before I, signed anything or made any commitments or anything like that. It all struck me as the right kind of approach, as opposed to other approaches we got, I'll say, where, we saw some things they were doing with crypto and other aspects that could be fun, but could go south real quick too. And this just seemed way, way more focused, 100%.
You can always get more money. You can't always get social currency.
Ooh. And along with that,
I mean, it's true.
Yeah. Buff saying here in our chat, they're the healthiest option I've found and are super communicative, which I appreciate a lot. Yeah, that's been my experience too. Absolutely. But once again, Buff, what is your code, if I may ask, just so we can give that a plug, if I may?
Pop-sups.
Pop-sups? Pop-sups? P-U-P-S-U-P-P-S? Is that it?
That's a good question. Buff, why isn't it in your Twitter bio?
Yeah, what the hell? All right, 1P. All right, we got it. Thank you.
Being stingy on the P's? Damn.
Once again, just as a quick reminder, yes, they are running 20% off discount this weekend. So that is running until tomorrow. Just to let you guys know, you can use Pop-Stops, Glitched, False, whatever you prefer. And, yeah. We've... I don't know if I've saw...
Oh my god.
What's wrong?
Tariba, I spent money on Tariba, but I won 3 things, but I spent way more than it was worth. Because of Buff Pup. Buff made me gamble. Well, it's not gambling if I'm good, but... God, the amount of copium, yes?
I've just not seen, I don't know. I'm sure you've drawn Buff before, but... Or had you? Okay.
Buff is another one of my friends, so people tell me that I don't know. They'll be like, oh, do you actually know Buff? Or do you just, like, pretend to know him? Bro. But no, I've drawn Buff, like, probably the most. I've probably drawn Buff more than I've drawn myself. That was actually another sketch for Bitfest as well.
Oh.
Someone wanted me to draw Buff looking down at chat. And I was like, well, I'm just going to draw them looking down at the Tariba machines. It was based on Asuka from Neon Genesis Evangelion, the meme of her looking down.
I just like this positioning because we have her looking down on you right now. So
for the only time ever. Actually, no, in fan art, people always draw her taller than me, which is so dumb.
We'll get to that. Don't worry. We'll touch on that too. But yes, we also had you with this cool shot here. My dad said Buff Pup is cute and giggled, so I guess he's not my dad anymore. He's Buff's dad.
It happened.
Yes, there is the Buff Pup shaker out there and available. Very cool. So,
yeah. Super shortcake, best flavor.
Let's address it. Let's address the family, or
family,
as we have it, the Funko Pops here. That is, of course, yourself, Buff Pup, Shy Buns, and also another individual here that we have you illustrating in this piece. Rose Doodle. Was that just another case of you knew them for a while and then eventually, like, a collab happened, or how did Rose come into play, if I may ask?
Dude, I'll tell you the abridged origins. So I met Buff New Year's Eve 2020. She did not remember me. A couple of months later, we were gonna do a Gartic phone collab, and Buff was like, "Oh, Candy draws," because we were mutuals on Twitter. I'm pretty sure at that. Well, actually, were we? Were we even mutuals? Doesn't matter. But Buff was like, "Oh, Candy can draw, so she can come in, I guess." So I played Gartic phone with everyone. And then I met Rose and like Lynn, Marco. There's a bunch of people that I met. There's like 9 of us or something. And then I started hanging out with Buff more. And then honestly, so Buff and I became better friends over the course of like last year. And then like basically like April to now. And then Rose, I met Rose at the same time, and Shia, but like it's kind of only been like since, I don't know, it's really just been like, I don't even know, like November last year, we just got like started talking more and more and getting closer and talking more about like the Buff and Rose and Shia, like I talk to them about like literally everything. Like it's not like which is not like collab partners or like stream, like it doesn't, we don't even talk about streaming that much. If we do, it's like kind of just like talking about work, but we're just like friends, we just hang out. And we all like, I think it's good because we all have like different personalities and we like help each other with like different things. Like Rose helps me be a lot more like transparent about like talking about how I feel, because I struggle a lot with that. And Buff has taught me a lot about like work ethic. Shia taught me how to have a boss and booty, I guess. No, Shia like motivates me because he has a lot of like stuff with games, and then like he's very creative and he's very hardworking because he works quite a lot. Same with Buff, same with Rose. Like they're all very hardworking, and so yeah, I just teach them to be mean to people. I teach them to set boundaries and tell people to fuck off if they're not being nice, and that's my impact. But it's really good it's a good friendship. But like I value them a lot just as people, regardless of streams.
Once again, that is Rose Doodle, Rose Doodles, YouTuber, illustrator, Cat Sprout.
She's so freaking cute. Rose is the only person I can't even jokingly be mean to. Like I can't. Like I simp. Like everyone else can. Like I don't give a fuck. But like Rose, I just can't. There's something about her. I just feel like I just want to protect.
Everything is so, yeah, colorful, playful. The whole Rose experience, as I call it, culminating, of course, in the recent birthday here. Saying, all right, I was supposed to post that. Here we have this awesome piece. This being directed. Happy birthday, Rose. I love you so much, and you make my heart full. This is such a cool piece here. Yeah. It's an
very cheap as well.
Oh, yeah,
like for what it is. It's big crate. It was like,
yep.
like 2 full body characters.
6,000 yen, easy.
And they did like 2 little chippies as well. Like it's nutty how much they did. And they also included a layer like in the PSD, which was saying like, oh no, that was it. Like they included an extra piece that was like, oh, like happy birthday to Rose and like hopefully they have a good day and whatever. And they added like some extra stuff as like a surprise on in the PSD, as well as just the actual PSD. So it was really cute.
Yeah, and then I'm actually kind of paying attention with the text work here, the logo work. It's all correct too, right? So we also had Rose saying, no way, what other Roses out there are having a birthday? I know this ain't me, show yourselves, because we had happy birthday Rose trending. Here we have the more long-haired looking Rose here. And also tweeting out, wait, how did I go my entire life not knowing this when it's literally my name and birthday? Yeah, so it turns out June 12th is actually National Red Rose Day. So it's,
yeah, that's such a serendipitous thing. It's very coincidental, very cool.
Also further along, we had next up in the VTuber cosplay fan art series from Calamari, we have this perfect rendition of a rose. And
like a little chubby little baby.
Yeah. We've been very fortunate to also have versions of ourselves. Very much love this artist.
It's really cute. It's very chunky and like very cute.
Yeah, we actually also had a animatic from
the animatic was so good.
from Lady, complete with I believe you and Buff also showed up in it.
It's so funny how monotone I am without even realizing. Like whenever I watch it back, I'm just like I sound like I'm having the worst time, but it's just how I talk.
And this one blew my mind because we have Mon Admiral coming to us with Weird Champ and Mayhem. It's a game. It's I don't know. This is like wildly next level here for it just kind of like falls into your lap sometimes, right? So sometime we'll probably potentially play this on stream. But yeah, this is out there again. Weird Champ Mayhem with Rose going around with Ban Bat, and again clicking off of chat here. Now,
it's a very good life hack is if you want to learn something or do something, it's worth implementing something you care about. Like if you want to learn to make games, like applying it to VTubers, it adds. It's like if you want to learn to do life drawing, same thing. You just draw characters you like, things like that. Like finding ways to inject what you love into what you want to learn is a very good way to do that. That's all.
I guess we should talk about this. This is so cool. Oh, this movie actually came from the Koala Wolf. Koala Wolf, again, has been kind of working with us a little bit on the Project Avatars piece.
They helped me a lot with my Unreal Engine stuff as well. I was going to mention them before we were talking about Unreal Engine. They actually educated me a lot about how to implement certain features.
Let's try to explain what's happening here on screen, because I had this happen to me last night and a few other times, but this is the program VTuber Plus. This is the wonderful, wonderful program that allows our Twitch chat to launch things at us and other effects, but something goes a little bit different because you have to kind of individually load in your models that's feeding in usually from VC Face. And the deformity is, well, right here on display. Exact same thing. Oh my god.
It's just that it's like this is kind of a body horror way to describe it, but it's like an animatronic that you apply skin to. Like so the VC Face is the skeleton, and then the VTuber Plus is the skin. So you're just stretching your skin all messed up, you know? It's pretty funny though. It's funny to look at. Yeah.
Do you still run any VTuber Plus on your streams?
I would like to run it more, but I only have one PC, and lately my computer has been playing up a lot. It's my computer in general is very cursed. I can't use Unity at all. There's certain things on my PC that it just can't do. So I'm just this bad boy's on, which I only got it like 2020. It's relatively new. I need a new PC basically, or I need new parts to it to fix it to make it run better, or a dual PC setup.
I recommend I really do recommend the dual PC setup. If I'd recommend that above getting like a replacement PC myself, because it just lightens the load in so many very clear, easy ways that all of a sudden things of like trying to run after the continual upgrade this, upgrade that, thankfully slow down. So for instances of these programs are just going to get hungrier and hungrier in my experience, and so trying to replace instead of adding to is just kind of, I think, a losing position in my opinion, but I get the appeal of just running a single PC setup.
Yeah, no, it's just this, like, I'm only running a 2070 at the moment, so in general I do need to improve some parts of it, but what I probably do is keep this PC as maybe my streaming PC and then get a second PC.
Yeah.
But because I want to move to Canada, I'm not doing any of that right now, which is kind of a weird position, because like I can't, like my desk, for example, I hate my desk. It's the worst desk. But there's no point in replacing it because I'm going to be ideally moving soon, so it's just kind of like a weird spot to be in.
So,
Yes.
if we could dive into that for just a moment, has this been
My desk.
well the moving?
Right. I was gonna move in 2019. I started saving in 2019, and then I was gonna move in 2020. That was like I was slated to move like mid 2020, and then COVID happened, and so I couldn't. And so I've spent 2 years waiting to move. Yeah. Would you like to know why I want to move?
Well, I mean, if you're comfortable talking about that, yeah, or
yeah.
any challenges that have come along with it, yeah.
Actually, it's not too challenging because I'm Australian, and Australia has a Commonwealth agreement with Canada. So it's as long as you have a certain amount of money in your bank account, you're pretty much, it's fine to get a work visa. So it's relatively easy to move across. However, I want to go on the East Coast, I think, like the Ottawa side. That's where I want to move to. And the main reason I want to move is because I'd like to be able to attend conventions, because through Webtoon, there is they do con appearances and things like that. I've been invited to several events, but the like I have to be able to attend the convention. Like I have to fly over.
Yeah.
And like I said before, it's like $2,000. So it just feels like wasted money. Also, it's cheaper to move to where I want to move to than where I live right now. It's like $2,500 for like a 2-bedroom apartment. Like it's Australia is bogus in terms of living costs. Like I know in America, and I've had a lot of like my like people in chat are like, oh, I just live in a finished basement for like $200 a month. It's whatever. And I'm like, that's great, but Australia is just bonkers with like rentals and things like that. So yeah, it would be a lot easier for me to do a lot of things that I'd like to do by living in Canada. Like I would like to do like merch. I'd like to like send stuff out to people, all that kind of stuff. There's and also my partner is in America as well, East Coast, so I'll be able to visit him more easily.
Very nice. Very nice.
Yeah.
All right. So we had a look at that version of Candy. Yeah, actually, I did want to quickly show off this commission from. It looks like
family.
Yeah. We have more family here with from Lynn, and we are very used to on our chat getting inundated by family. We have that turned on VTuber Plus recently, so yeah. If you guys need to understand when you hear family in the background, when you guys throw various things at my head, it is again technically some work here done by Mon Admiral with some VR chat models.
I helped her set it up. as in I was in a call with her and we were like we were playing around together. It was really fun. It was fun. Good times.
So we have the four of you here. Of course, Buff, you, Rose, and also of course Shia.
I love my hands. They're so cute.
Where did the original? These are what I was told were the boneless models, right? The 2D models. Were those originally designed by Buff or the base? Okay. Not losing my mind here. Okay.
So Buff made Shia model. Buff is just a generous little baby and just loves to give things to her friends. So originally she made me a model because we were going to do a project together, but also it was my birthday, October last year. So I was having a rough time, and so she was like, "I'll make you a little jiggly cat. You can't be sad if you're a little jiggly cat." And then I actually don't know when you made the rose one, but it was a similar thing. She just kept saying like I don't know. Buff's made Twin also has one as well. Buff's made a lot of like little boneless dudes. Buff is just very talented when it comes to like art in general, like making things that are very marketable, like very cute and like very like stylized and it's always really interesting watching her work because she's just very efficient. She knows exactly what she wants to do. Same thing with emotes. Like, she's just very, very smart when it comes to design and a lot of things. But yeah. Listen, don't ask me about Bob because I'll just go off.
I mean, that's the thing. Look, I work with Lady, okay? So it never ends. I understand. We have a whole suite of emotes, and Lady will just continually use buff emotes instead. So
yeah,
it's understood. And of course, that also, of course, involves Shia, another wonderful Vtuber. We love our Vtubers.
I feel like Shia and I are like long lost twins sometimes because we have very similar like temperaments and like tastes and things like that, and it's just funny when we hang out because I feel like Shia and I are very similar, and then like Rose and Buff are very similar, so it's just always quite funny, like just how it all works out. Like, it's just I don't know. I love my friends.
So that brings us to this. You don't mess with family. Where did family come from? Who coined that term? What do you recall? Do you remember the origin of that at all?
I think it was just the Vin Diesel meme.
Family. Okay.
Family. Oh, actually, I think I do remember. It was we were going to raid Rose for her May debut stream, I think it was, and Buff and I were doing a waiting room stream, and we just started chanting like family, 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 but like really out of time because I'm Australian. And then we just started joking that like we were family, and then like it's just I don't know. It's not intentionally like the four of us like Bay Fam Squad like planning and like marketing. It's just I don't know. It's really easy for me to call them family because like they basically just are my family. So it like. It's not like, oh, it's the squiggly diggly gang. Like it's just really it's just, you know, natural to call them family. Yeah.
Let's see. Oh yes, we have this family. What flavor would you eat? Family. This being another commission piece here with the four of you. This is to our understanding, chat. This is the canonical height. For these members, don't let anyone else tell you differently. This is the correct height for all four of these members.
I don't know what it is about me, man. I don't understand what it is about my face that makes people want to make me real short, but it always happens. Like, it's just bogus. I hate it. Cause listen, so with VTubers, I always was like, oh man, every VTuber is like 5 foot, man. So I'm gonna make myself like 5'8" because I think it's cute in fan art when someone is like, there's like tall characters and short characters, and I was like, I could be the tall character. Sheesh. But everyone always makes Buff tall, and it's bogus.
Let's take a look at your response to this. It's pretty on the money here. How nice am I? Squatting so Buff and Rose can feel tall. Ha ha ha. I love it. So pretty. We also had Buff responding, I'm so glad they recognize how my actual height is, how perfect. But for real, this is so cute. Yeah. I don't know, chat. I mean, is it actually worked out how tall everyone is, or is this a cool thing of contention that we can lean into here? No,
we all have canonical heights that are publicly available, and yet I am shit on daily. I am 5'8". Well, 5'8". Candy is 5'8". Oh my god, my emotion. But no, I'm 5'8". Buff 5'3". Rose 5 foot. What the fuck? It's bogus.
That's true. We do have Blood Moon Buff. Yeah, that's true. We have Blood Moon Buff. Wait a second. We have another challenger here. Hold on. Wait a second.
Well, that's different. That's furry Buff. That's. I'll submit to that. That's fine.
But yeah, we have this emote, which is now also.
Oh my god, my standing emote.
This emote. It's so intimidating.
I drew it because it kind of sucks because I drew it the same color as Discord, so I have to like fix the outline. But yeah, I drew that in like 5 minutes. It's so funny because I drew like maybe like 5 or 6 of my emotes like I made, and then like so many people use my like I paid for like good emotes, and then I have like a couple of like throwaway ones, and people always use the throwaway ones. It took me like 2 minutes to make, and I'm like, okay. But I do like my standing one.
It's like
cute.
A Candy, I'm not intimidating. Also Candy. Like also I'm taller than them. Also
Listen, me showing up is how I show that I care, because I just won't show up. I'm not passive aggressive. I'm not intimidating. If I'm hanging out, even if I'm standing there doing nothing, it means that I'm like, that is all I need to do. Listen, maybe talking is good, but it's how I show I care.
All right, let's also. So we've talked about family. We talked about a lot of your works here. I guess the other thing is I have to pick your mind, if I may.
Yeah.
VShojo. Any anticipations for what they're doing, or what is coming up with them? We've just been asking everybody because it seems like they're gonna be making some moves here, maybe in early July. I didn't know if you had any impressions or had anything to say about them.
No, I mean, I assume it will probably be something to do with new members, like that, and that's just based on the fact that they had auditions like forever ago.
Right.
Yeah, I don't really. I hope that all the girls are able to continue making the projects that excite them, like the concert that they did. I know that like they're handling something with malware lately. Like I just am excited for them to like help the girls that they have to be able to continue to make like cool events, and to like branch out and introduce new people to the VTubing space. So hopefully they can also add to the VTuber, like the EN side anyway, of like branching out, introducing new people, all that good stuff. But in terms of like the actual events and things I have planned, I don't even know. I like, especially because I'm working on my comic, like I don't really watch that many streams. I watch like basically both. I find it really hard to watch streams because I get really distracted and I want to chat. So I just see them on Twitter mainly. So that's my thoughts.
Are you sure you're not Lady? I've heard the lady say the same thing. Like, I'm so busy, but I will make it out to the Buff Pup streams all the time. Like,
well, it just works out that way because Buff starts just when I finish, and
the timing is really actually convenient. That's
true. Also, Buff is really funny and sexy and fun and beautiful, and I love them. Yeah, no, like I said, I think I said earlier in the stream, I used to suffer really badly from being like parasocial, like really easily. So I'm just very like, I struggle with like watching streams because I get like way too attached. Like not like oh my god, like not like creepy or like stalkery, but like I just care way too much, and I'm just like, I just gotta like make sure I say the right thing, and like I make sure I'm like, if I got like I overthink like everything. So streams are so like, I'm like afraid I'm going to say the wrong thing and do the wrong thing. And then sometimes like also like if I send a message and then I want to leave, I like feel bad for leaving, stuff like that.
Persona Master, thank you very much for the 5. Maybe it's just me, but I still can't get over her saying, I have a horrible personality, but a fantastic set of obnoxious. Well, thank you for the 5.
I mean, listen, I did cosplay Lady Dimitrescu, and there's photos on my Instagram, so.
That was the last topic. That was the last topic. Again, we just have kind of our own self-imposed, I guess you'd call it, editorial rule. We don't show IRL photos, but that seems to be another significant enough part of your life, which is cosplay. Has that been on and off for you? Have you been active with cosplay?
I cosplayed when I was like a teenager a lot, and then I really fell out of the space. I just couldn't do it. It's really expensive. Yeah, I don't know. Recently, I was just like Lady Dimitrescu, like just like unlocked my brain. Same with Vi from Arcane. I was like, ooh, that's really fun. I would love to cosplay. Like I'm very much a perfectionist, so I'm hesitant to like fully get into cosplay because I have a very all or nothing personality, which is a strength in some ways, but I don't know moderation. Don't know. I never met her. I have to be the best or I don't do it. So I'm trying to like I just like having hobbies outside of streaming, outside of work stuff. I do have a photo of me with I have a wig that I use for Candy, but I haven't technically cosplayed myself, though it would be relatively easy to do. I designed her to be easy to cosplay.
Is it, just from the outside looking in, is it something that you it sounds like it's more about I'm inspired by this character, and that's what is the drive, or is there any of the process that you enjoy, or maybe don't enjoy?
Characters I think I'd have fun with.
Yeah.
Because when I was younger, I cosplayed like Snow from Final Fantasy, who I don't even know. Like, I knew nothing about him. I used to cosplay like I like cosplaying characters nowadays that I think I would have fun being. So yeah, like Vi, Beetlejuice. I actually got a Yuri cosplay from Doki Doki that I haven't done anything with yet.
Huh.
But I love it's so funny. I actually did a collab with like Rose where I was voicing Yuri. And when I originally played Doki Doki, I was kind of indifferent to Yuri because I was like, whatever. But when I was voicing her, I was like, oh wait, this is just me. Oh no. I had a moment where I realized reading it, I was like, this is very much just me. Great, cool, excellent. And then I was like, okay, I'm gonna cosplay then. So it's characters that I feel like I relate to, or I feel like I could like Shigo would be a character I want to cosplay. And like Meg from Hercules, like characters that I relate to or vibe with. Cosplay is buff. Fuck no, because she mostly naked. So I'm good.
All right. Well, again, there we have it. That is AICANDII for you folks there. So yeah, we have a cool partnership with Advanced still running. We have TwitchCon coming, and you are still running, of course, with the Winter Bit Fest right now. That's going till the 26th. So that what is that? This time next week, I think. Yeah, still in it, still happening. Any other plans? Any other big things we should be maybe expecting from AICANDII?
July 5th. July. It should say my top tweet. It will be pinned. That'll have the actual times. Maybe. Wait, maybe it doesn't have it pinned. I'm doing my 12-hour event thing.
Yeah.
It's not on this account. I don't know where it is, but it's okay.
Yeah, it's 3 p.m. Pacific, so that's going to be 6 p.m. Eastern. That's a 12-hour part-anniversary stream, all leading up to the launch here for this new look at Consoler. Yes.
Yeah, yes. A relaunch, redesign, all new art. And then I'm going to be doing that forever and ever and ever. New episodes every week. Woo. I'm going to be so busy, but it's okay. I'll post, if you check my Twitter, I'll have like the event details. Don't worry about specifics, because I think I've got that wrong on the thing. It should be 3 a.m. July 6th, but I put 3 a.m. It doesn't matter. Irrelevant. I messed up.
Awesome. Fantastic.
Hey, that's me. I messed everything up. Okay, bye guys. Thanks for having me.
No, this has been fantastic. Thank you for the look into the tech. Thank you for the look into your...
I'm proud of you for being confident enough to ask me to come on.
Thank you.
Very big emotional growth moment for you.
Thank you. But thank you also for talking about your friends, and thank you for talking about you. It's been a long time coming that we should have probably had this done way back, but thank you for being here today. All right, folks, once again, we'll be back tomorrow, back on Twitch, with more things VTubers say, and we'll also have potentially some more Resident Evil to come in the streams afterwards. But thank you so much for being here today, and yes, we'll have more things VTubers say for you soon. Later, everybody. Thanks for coming.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.